the award juggernaut. But I think this will be
Yeah, because
I
it
think
just
this is
comes
going to
out
be a
2 months
hit.
after.
Yeah, in
So
July.
it's nice to just get more MCU movies pumping through.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so with that being said, we're going to move on to the Oscar nominations. We're really only going to focus on 6 categories. That is Best Picture, Lead Actor, Lead Actress, Supporting Actor, Supporting Actress, and Director, just because the other ones get kind of tedious. You have, repeat nominations and more minuscule, titles for the nominations. But we're going to get into the big 6, essentially, and we will give our thoughts on each one. All right, so starting off, we're going to start with Best Picture. So there are 8 nominations this year, starting with Call Me By Your Name, Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, Get Out, Lady Bird, Phantom Thread, The Post, The Shape of Water, and 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. All right, Mike, looking at the Best Picture nominations, I might have actually miscounted. I think there's 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, there's 9 total. All right. So looking at the Best Picture nominations, what do you consider your top 3? What do you think is going to win, and what do you think was snubbed?
So I've only seen 3 out of these. I've seen Dunkirk, Shape of Water, and Darkest Hour.
Yes.
And I believe Shape of Water has the most nominations.
Shape of Water has the most nominations.
So usually that does kind of say, I'm going to win. But, I mean, La La Land did
La La
win
Land did have the most nominations. And the year before, was it Mad Max who had the most nominations? Because they had a lot, and they took home a lot of awards.
For technical stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't say that I'm going to, think Shape of Water is going to win because I have not seen them all. So I can't say, who I think is going to win. Do I want to win? Well, I've seen 3, and out of those 3, I do think Shape of Water is the most fit for that. I think
Right.
Darkest Hour and Dunkirk, maybe not. I think if it goes to them 3, it would be Shape of Water, Dunkirk, Darkest Hour. Just how it works.
For sure.
And I would say The Disaster Artist got snubbed from being nominated, but I don't think many people thought it was going to be nominated for Best Picture. I thought it was more James Franco's Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assumption. All right, so for me, I've seen 3 as well. I've seen Get Out, Dunkirk, and The Shape of Water. I think Call Me By Your Name is going to win personally, just because I feel like it has the most behind it, and it's very well. I haven't seen it obviously, but it's from what I know, I feel like it's similar to Moonlight that won last year.
It's LGBT.
Yeah, with I believe Armie Hammer is one of the lead actors in that. But I believe Call Me By Your Name is going to win. My top 3 contenders that I think could win are The Post, The Shape of Water, and Call Me By Your Name. The Post, obviously, just because the Spielberg attachment, and it's always got that helps boost it. Shape of Water we'll get into more later as we'll review it, but it's even though some of these Oscar movies, when I see them, they don't connect with me personally, and I don't get jazzed up because they're not action flicks and they're not big blockbuster movies. Shape of Water still was a beautiful made film.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't even consider it I know a lot of people think film and movie are the same thing, but movie I always associate with a popcorn muncher, while film is more of a piece of art. And Shape of Water, by all means, was a piece of art. And like I said, we'll get into that later. For snubs for me, there is one glaring snub that went under a lot of people's radar. I know you know what I'm going to say, and that is Blade Runner 2049. This movie deserved to be nominated so bad. So bad. I remember when we saw this back in October.
Yeah, I was blown away. It's my favorite movie of the year. It's
a
actually my
3-hour runtime, yet I was so compelled the entire time. Story takes twists and turns without being illogical. Ryan Gosling gives a great performance. Harrison Ford, great performance. Even Jared Leto, for his very limited screen time, was amazing as the villain. And just a lot of people... This is what gets me. It's that... could even say Logan as well was snubbed, but I feel like not a lot of people believed it was going to get nominated. I had hope that Blade Runner was going to get nominated, and it's this idea, I feel, that because it's Blade Runner 2049 and it's franchised and it's based, it's a sequel, but it's set in the same universe. It doesn't carry on.
Its own thing. It
doesn't,
really is.
Yeah, it doesn't carry on the same story. When the first thing that comes on screen is words that say there is a new program, the other one is dormant, and so I really think Blade Runner deserved a nomination more than some of these movies. Like, to be honest, Dunkirk was always going to get nominated because it was beautiful, but I don't think the story of Dunkirk was as compelling as Blade Runner.
Oh, 100%.
That might just be me, but
No, I agree with you there.
other movies like Phantom Thread, haven't seen it, but I feel like that's just Daniel Day-Lewis's attachment that got it
And that's
nominated.
Oscar bait. It's
Yeah, so
like you can tell definitely. Blade Runner it really should have been nominated. I think it had some of like the greatest storytelling of 2017.
absolutely.
And it pushed like a beautiful message too.
Yeah, in a perfect world, I would have taken out Phantom Thread and put in Blade Runner 2049. I don't know what I would have taken out for Logan, but I honestly wasn't that passionate about it getting nominated for Best Picture. While I wanted it to, I didn't really think there was ever a chance. But
I think I'd take out Darkest Hour, to be honest with you.
really, you feel what?
It was a good, like, I'd put Blade Runner to be. It was a good movie, but it relied too heavily on the fantastic performance. By Gary Oldman.
For sure.
Relied way too heavy on that.
Yeah, because some movies like that, they're more about the performance rather than the story themselves.
Which it 100% was. I mean, it was still a good, enjoyable movie, but Gary Oldman stole the show. Like, he was like really the only thing you watched it for.
For sure.
I think Blade Runner could have taken that spot easily.
All right, so we're going to move on to lead actor, and we have 5 nominations, as always, with Timothy Chalamet from Call Me By Your Name. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Daniel Day-Lewis from Phantom Thread. Daniel Kaluuya from Get Out. Gary Oldman from Darkest Hour. Denzel Washington from Roman J. Israel-esque. For me, we can say our snubs as well, but I really, really hope Kaluuya wins this for Get Out because I thought he was amazing in that role. And Get Out, I feel like there are politics to why it got nominated, but that doesn't take away from it deserving to be nominated. In the old Oscar way, before the whitewashing criticism, I don't think he would have been nominated. But that's not saying he didn't deserve it. I'm saying that the new, wouldn't even call it a new model, but the new vision and the new outlook they have got Kaluuya nominated, and that's why I really hope he takes this one home. For snubs, I agree with whatever. Yeah. I agree with absolutely what you're going to say for your snub, so I'll let you take this one.
So I'll start who I think I'm going to win. I think Gary Oldman is going to win this. He won the Golden Globe. He was fantastic in Darkest Hour. Really the reason to watch that movie. He completely embodied Winston Churchill 100%.
Absolutely.
Moving to the snubs, James Franco was 100% snubbed for his performance in The Disaster Artist. If anything, like for the Darkest Hour, the movie. I mean, I think I like Disaster Artist better than Darkest Hour. But that was his movie. That was such focused on him.
Yeah.
And now there is rumors that he was snubbed for the sexual harassment scandals that is going around right now with him. Now I did hear that nominations were already set in stone before these rumors came out, but you never know with these politics today.
Yeah. Honestly,
100% snubbed.
Yeah.
He was Tommy Wiseau, and he should have gotten that nomination. He won the Golden Globe for it.
Yeah, and just looking at the nominations, while I can see that they can make the argument that it wasn't because of the allegations, because all 5 are from basically drama movies, even though I believe Golden Globes classify Get Out as a comedy. But if anything, then yeah, I think it was, if they were to switch one, I think it was Kaluuya getting nominated rather than Franco. And from my perspective, even though I know how much Franco's performance was loved from Disaster Artist, I'm happy Kaluuya got nominated because an actor of his caliber, still up and coming, in one of my favorite Black Mirror episodes as well, with 15 million merits. I'm just so glad that he's getting award recognition, and he's going to be in Black Panther. So it's really cool to see him getting recognition where I believe he deserves it completely.
Yeah, fair enough. I still haven't seen Get Out. I really should, though.
Yeah, not a long movie, and definitely one of the best movies of the year. It was my number 1 of the year, I believe, actually, when we did our top 10 of the year. All right, moving on to lead actress. We have Sally Hawkins for The Shape of Water, Frances McDormand for 3 Billboards, Margot Robbie from I, Tonya, Saoirse Ronan from Lady Bird, and Meryl Streep from The Post. For me, I hope Margot Robbie wins because I really just love her as an actress. I Loved her since her first big role in Wolf of Wall Street. Then she got a co-starring role with Will Smith right after in Focus, and she's just been on a roll lately. Even with Suicide Squad, she was one of the
one of the better parts.
Yeah, and really embodied the character of Harley Quinn. And so, while that movie wasn't acclaimed, her performance, I think, for generations,
it got its proper.
It's got the quote unquote Halloween costume status with where I feel like there's going to be Harley Quinns for years and years to come, whether or not they continue with that franchise. But Margot Robbie's a fantastic actress, and from what I've seen from her in I, Tonya, I believe she deserves to win. That's who I want to win. But personally, I feel Sally Hawkins is going to take it for The Shape of Water.
Really?
Yeah.
Frances
McDermott for Three Billboards.
McDermott, she did win the Golden Globe,
right? For
her performance.
Yes.
And usually it does follow that, but the only performance I've seen was Sally Hawkins. So
yeah.
I mean, she was really good. I mean, especially playing a mute character, which we'll get to that.
Yeah, she did phenomenal in Shape of Water. That's why I believe she's going to win. It's just not who I
think it would be between her and Frances, to be honest.
True.
I still think Margot Robbie will find one other thing. She's new still.
For sure, yeah. All right, so we're going to...
She doesn't deserve it.
Yeah, I agree with that. And it's also... reminds me a lot of like Jennifer Lawrence, when she won for, I believe it was Playbook.
Silver Linings Playbook?
Yeah, Silver Linings Playbook. But she was still young as an actress, but I don't think that hindered from her performance at all. All right, moving on to supporting actor, we have Willem Dafoe for The Florida Project, Woody Harrelson for Three Billboards, Richard Jenkins for The Shape of Water, Christopher Plummer for All the Money in the World, and Sam Rockwell for Three Billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri. I believe... Well, I'll start with who I want. I want Richard Jenkins to win for Shape of Water. I thought his performance was amazing, and he really, kept... Sally Hawkins' character was kind of living two lives in the beginning. We'll get into it, but he kept her grounded, and I do
think he's my number one too. Not just because I saw the movie, he was phenomenal. Like I thought he was just going to be this minor character we were never going to see again, but he throughout the movie supports he supports her.
Absolutely, awesome. And who I think is going to win. When I was first reading the nominations, I thought Jenkins. Not only did I want him to win, but I thought he was going to win. Then I came to another name, and I started thinking about how the Oscars work, and I believe Christopher Plummer is going to take this for All the Money in the World, not only because he had a great performance, but also because of the politics behind it, and that he replaced Kevin Spacey, did all his shooting in about a month, and so I know it seems
still able to get nominated.
It seems kind of grasping at straws to say that he would get nominated, he would win for that, but I do believe that they're going to have the message of, we don't need Kevin Spacey, and it's a bit of a middle finger to that whole anyone who has done sexual crimes in the past. And it sounds like I have a negative connotation towards that. I don't. I fully support the idea of having, pushing the agenda of this is not okay and the whole hashtag Time's Up movement, but I don't like mixing politics with our escapes, sports, movies, award shows. I feel like they should be kept separate. But if they're
today's climate, you really can't.
If they're going to try to send a message with an award, I can't fault Christopher Plummer. He had a great performance in All the Money in the World.
I'm sure he had a great performance, but it would be unfortunate that politics took the better of an actor, the best actor, to win.
Yeah. Supporting actor, but still a huge award. Award nonetheless.
Yeah, they're still actors. I'm saying.
For sure. All right. For supporting actress, we have Mary J. Blige for Mudbound, Allison Janney for I, Tonya, Leslie Manville for Phantom Thread, Laurie Metcalf for Lady Bird, and Octavia Spencer for The Shape of Water. Octavia Spencer, only performance that I have seen out of these, but I hope she wins. Not just because I've seen that movie, but because she was the accompanying cleaning lady, right? And I thought she was phenomenal in the movie, and
she was
really gave an Oscar-worthy performance. While a lot of people will, kind of brush it aside because she didn't have a major part, but she like Richard Jenkins did, she grounded Sally Hawkins' character marginally. And for who I think is going to win this one, I really don't know. I think any of these women could win.
I believe it's gonna be for